13 Coronation Street for next week. Coronation Street spoilers follow. Next week's Coronation Street will see Paul descend further into criminal behavior, while Sarah is caught trying to plot against Damon. Meanwhile, Tim tries to stop Stephen and Elaine's plans to elope. Here's a look at 13 big moments coming up. Paul continues to bury his head in the sand after his motor neurone disease diagnosis and refuses to tell the truth to his family. In a bid to help him come to terms with his condition, Dee Dee introduces Paul to Trish, a woman she met online who lost her husband to the disease. Trish explains the reality of MND and warns Paul of what to expect. After their meeting, Dee Dee urges Paul to tell his family the truth. Paul pressures Damon's dodgy contact Niall to give him another job. When Billy tries to make plans with Paul, Paul covers his tracks and lies that he has already made plans with Dee Dee. Later, Dee Dee is forced to lie on the spot when Billy questions her about her plans with Paul. Curious about what Paul is up to, Dee Dee follows him to Freshco's car park and catches him about to steal a car. Furious, Dee Dee threatens to call the police, but Paul is adamant that his family need the money and speeds off. Damon is shocked when Paul corners him and threatens to grass him up unless Damon gives him £25,000. Refusing to be blackmailed by Paul, Damon calls his contacts and demands that they put a stop to Paul's threats. Damon makes out to Paul that he'll pay the money as soon as he can get his hands on it, and then places a call to Niall telling him to put the plan into action. Paul meets up with Damon expecting to receive the £25,000 but is horrified when Damon admits he doesn't have the cash and that Niall and his brother are out for his blood. Taking pity on Paul, Damon has a change of heart and orders him to escape before it's too late. Adam reveals to Sarah that he has booked a table at the bistro for his birthday and Sarah is forced to hide her unease when Damon offers to throw in some complimentary champagne. At Adam's birthday lunch, Adam tells Nick that some of the locals have objected to the bistro's late license application. Meanwhile, Sarah bites her tongue again when Damon joins the couple at their table. When Maria lets slip that Sarah was one of those who raised an objection, Sarah is mortified but it's clear Damon is enjoying her discomfort. Nick and Adam are furious that Sarah raised objections behind their back, but Sarah stands firm and insists the late license is a bad idea. Nick refuses to give in and organizes a meeting for the locals to air their worries and opinions. He soon catches Sarah out on a lie and is baffled by her behavior. Meanwhile, with the meeting due to start, Damon has done a disappearing act. While Brian, Evelyn and Ken make their voices heard, Leanne tries to get in touch with Damon. After a disagreement with Tim, Elaine has had enough and agrees to fly to Las Vegas that afternoon to marry Stephen. Sally reveals all to Tim about Elaine's sudden wedding plans and he vows to put a stop to it. Tim makes out that he has accepted Elaine and Stephen's choice to marry and offers to drive them to the airport. When Elaine gets inside the taxi, Tim speeds off with Elaine, leaving Stephen on the doorstep. After Tim's attempts at stopping their wedding, Stephen offers to rebook the tickets so that the pair can get married in Vegas, and points out that he'll need Elaine's passport to do so. Meanwhile, Stephen struggles to hide his jealousy when he spots Owen flirting with Jenny. Aaron is surprised when his dad Eric reveals that his nan has passed away and insists that he'd like to take Aaron and Abby for dinner. Later, Eric shows Aaron the keys to his new flat and suggests that he move back in with him. While Aaron is moving on with his life, Amy continues to struggle in the aftermath of her rape ordeal. After agreeing to meet a uni friend in town, Amy suffers a panic attack on the bus after a guy sits next to her and she makes the driver pull over. Peter tells Carla that he has booked them a mini break, but his plans are shot down when Carla insists that they can't leave Ryan in his current condition. Peter attempts to rearrange the trip but realizes that the travel plans were non-refundable. When Ryan catches wind of their cancelled trip, he feels guilty that they're missing out because of him. With Max still serving his 6-month sentence for encouraging terrorism, David receives news that Max is being considered for early release and confides in Gail. However, when David visits Max in the STC, he warns Max not to get his hopes up just yet. Having been encouraged by Eileen to take up model making to take his mind off his business worries, George learns that Brian shares the same hobby and accepts his offer to help. Eileen soon realizes she has made a mistake when she returns home to find that George and Brian have accidentally glued her favorite mug to the table. Meanwhile, George and Brian decide to take their hobby to the next level by entering their model ships into a competition. Coronation Street airs on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and streams on ITVX. Read more Coronation Street spoilers on our dedicated homepage. You might also like Animal Crossing New Horizons is finally announced on Nintendo Switch. How to watch Amazon Prime on your TV, smartphone and tablet, and enjoy good omens online. Nintendo to release 2 new Switch consoles this year.